How are you doing, Luis? I'm Rita Hernandez from Brownsville, Texas.
My name is Luis Foncerrada.
Say that last name again for us.
Foncerrada.
Interesting name. Tell me about it.
It's Basque. Northern Spain. Means closed fountain. And there's not very many of us.
We all know you from your business downtown, which, by the way, I want to talk about because it's a very interesting name. I called it the Hueso, but the real name, go ahead.
Well, it's called El Hueso de Fraile. And that's now it's the name, Huesos de Fraile is the name of an instrument that the concheros wear on their wrists and on their ankles to do spiritual dancing, the Aztecs. But there's a lot of...
But what does fraile literally translate to?
Well, the literal translation is the friar's bone, like Friar John. And I think it was like a weapon, a political weapon against the natives at the time, because it was a scare tactic. That's my theory. Because these guys, clearly the name is in Spanish and Castilian, and they're using it to scare the populace into thinking that these natives were using their friars' bones, I guess, as spiritual instruments for their dances and rituals or something. But then again, that could be just all made up in my mind.
It could also be another example of how we use some story to manufacture chaos, manufacture fear, to influence.
It ties it very much into
our movie
Borderline,
today.
yes.
Borderline, yes. Which you were a part of, and we're going to talk about that. So, filming in Brownsville, I found to be very film friendly. I mean, I've done a couple of pieces. We've got great directors and writers locally, and I met you on both of those.
Yeah.
So everybody knows you as the guy that runs El Hueso, right?
Yeah.
They don't really know you have another talent that we're going to talk about today, and it's in sound.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's actually, El Hueso is a passion project for me. For my parents, it's a little more serious than that. But I'm involved there, and I love it there, and it's like home to me. But truly, my career is of a production sound mixer, and that's where I make my living, and which is basically capturing dialogue for any commercial or any movie or any film, anything recorded on a camera.
Interesting enough, we always know the actors. We see you in front of the camera, but it's the people behind the camera. They're putting in some crazy hours.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't have a film without it.
That's right. No.
So your work in sound is where?
Well, I pretty much, in this case, for example, in the sound department usually consists of, in a big Hollywood production, it can consist of 11 to 20 people, multiple teams and things like that. Or like a TV show, we'll have multiple teams filming in different places at the same time. In this case, it was just two of us. And
in the movie Borderline.
And in the movie Borderline here in Brownsville, and I got the chance to work with a super talented guy. His name is Eric Meiselman. I think he resides somewhere in LA or in Las Vegas or something like that. And he's been at this for basically all his life, and I got to learn so much from him. I started doing this whole thing about 7 years ago, but when you meet someone like that is in the industry in Hollywood, you definitely, there's just it was a whole experience for me. What I did in Borderline was I boom operated, which is a very particular, I handled the microphones, Eric's handling all the media, and he's mixing and doing he's controlling the volumes and what's feeding into the cameras and what gets recorded onto the media. And I'm on the field holding the boom and making sure I'm capturing the media from all the different people saying things. And
so you're the very important guy that makes sure he's not in the picture.
That's right.
And if you're in the picture, we did it wrong.
And they always call it out.
Okay, cool. So interesting enough, you probably travel all over the country for your work, and then all of a sudden there's a film Borderline that's a little bit bigger budget than we're used to working in because we worked in others that were a lot.
Right.
And you get this opportunity to work locally.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. To me, that was a great experience. Normally, I do travel forever. I was solely working in Dallas, and it was like a back and forth thing because I have a kid here and family and El
And one on the
Hueso.
way.
And right. And this is a big sacrifice, traveling all over the place and getting to be here 3 weeks at my home doing a really cool shoot with a full team on a definitely the bigger budget movie that I've worked on. Most of the creative stuff I've worked on has been also indie, but much lower budgets.
This is an indie film. I think in the course of 2 weeks, and I assisted with it as an AP, they expended close to $200,000 in 2 weeks in Brownsville.
That's incredible.
$200,000 with about 200 extras. So
Yeah.
really, what you got to watch the film to see who you know in it, because you never know. It's your neighbor, it's your teacher from third grade, it's your principal. We had a principal in there, Mr. Segura, who was principal, I think, at Stell at the time. But he was in it as an extra, so you just never know who you're going to see. Not to mention they were all getting paid every day.
Right.
And the money it brought in food and in lodging and all these expenses for things that were breaking and needing. And
wonderful thing for a city to
2 weeks.
expand their film. And the thing, I've never worked in LA, but I hear all the time how you'll be filming outside and people turn on their lawnmower just so they can go and get paid off to turn it off because, and things
don't
like
say
that.
that. We haven't figured it out yet.
Exactly. And the thing about here is that people are so excited about film that not only do they not want to bother, but they're so willing to help. We had so many people, strangers, come up to us and we're just like wanting to be a part of it. And that's how I think that's the real success in filming here, is how much people want to be a part of it and want to help.
Exactly. Actually, big shout out to City of Brownsville, because you talk about a film-friendly environment. They did it. The police were there. The firemen were there.
Yeah.
We had to create an explosion in that project. And it was a real one.
Yeah.
You have to see the movie to see it. But the firemen, policemen,
So
city
cooperative.
officials, everybody was coming out.
Yeah.
And you touched on business owners. I mean, we filmed at corner markets, 2 different corner markets, all night long.
Yeah.
And they had people there, they had food there.
Yeah, super
really took care
welcoming.
of.
Yeah. And that's because, in the industry, it's a known thing to not invite people over to film at your place because they're going to make a mess. And they were super welcoming. Most of the hosts, we ended up.
Corner market was good. And then there was hundreds of people sitting outside till 2, 3, 4 in the morning watching us film.
Yeah.
Watching y'all work.
Yeah.
And with lawn chairs. They were pulling up lawn chairs and just watching.
Yeah. It's no one's seen this before here. It's like definitely a sight. Having a whole team with cranes and with rigs on cars and with cameras on ladders and lights everywhere and and police cars and
hopefully they know that this is the movie, since we did change the name from Seeds to Borderline. The distributor did. Hopefully those folks that were out there that saw it being filmed can now go watch it, because it's streaming on Apple TV and
I
Prime.
watched it on Apple TV already.
Yes.
It's a good movie. I'm not going to lie.
Actually, yes. For an indie project on a low budget, which is still $1 million or close to, or whatever it was. I don't know. I don't handle that part. But it was it was good. It touches on a lot of things. We filmed also at Spanky's, so you'll get those of you from Brownsville, when you're watching the film, you're like, I know that parking lot, I know that restaurant.
Yeah.
We did Spanky's, we did
downtown alleys.
A lot of
very
downtown
important
alleys.
Palm Boulevard.
Palm Boulevard is on there. A house on Palm Boulevard. We're not going to say which house. We don't want people sitting out in front of their yard. But we're very grateful to that family also.
Very beautiful house.
Beautiful. Wasn't that a great? What other places did we? So we used a furniture store. We used a warehouse on Fronton Street.
Yeah.
That was a cool
that
scene.
Was cool.
That was like scene number 1. I think.
We started there. I showed up. That was first day, scene 1.
Yeah, that's a good story. It's a good scene. And it's funny because when you film a chunk here, a film there, and it's never in the right order.
No.
So when you see it all put together, it comes out to an interesting piece.
Even me, after the entire 6 weeks of shooting, wasn't really truly able to put it together in my head until I saw the movie.
You're like, that's why we went there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I had the story down, but there was just some missing spots. And even as I was watching the movie, like it wasn't until the end of the movie that everything it's a good movie.
It really is. I saw it, I think, about 6 times one weekend because you look at a different thing. And I had seen it in bits and pieces, and I couldn't figure out where that piece fit until I actually sat there and watched it.
And the subject really touches. It's like a huge thing for me. I grew up an illegal immigrant for many years, and so it definitely is something that
it is, and we'll talk about that. Let's talk about the review that we got from Screen Zealots. Right? She writes that the movie is smart, intense, and ambitious. Surprisingly ambitious for an indie project, and it does talk about immigration without talking about immigration.
Right.
But I think the bigger thing that I was impressed that she was writing about was not only about the modern debate right now that we're having with immigration, right? But how the use of possibly manufactured crises, and then you go on media and talk about it, or podcasts and talk about it, or the news and talk about it, and how you can control big movements, right? Which aren't necessarily always quite so helpful. But when we talk about immigration today, I was talking to one of our elected officials, a congressman, and he's talking about, we had the mariachi kid arrested, or no, not arrested. Detained, which might as well be arrested.
Right, the way they.
But he got out.
Right.
Yeah. He got out, and we had the nun, and she got out. But then we have millions and hundreds still there.
Yeah.
My nail tech, Vietnamese kid, wonderful kid, has been detained for 8 months already. I mean, have a hearing, have something. But each state apparently has its own kind of thing going. You get detained in New Mexico, they might let you out. You get detained here, you could be in a while.
Yeah, it's a serious subject for sure.
It is. And
very
this
scary.
Film kind of touches a little bit about it without touching on it. But if you pay attention, it's kind of there. So that's why I guess they say that you're either going to love it or hate it, or it's going to really polarize people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel it's such a creative story that they're able to get away with it. It's
they embed it. They did. The writer, Jeff, did a fantastic job with that. And Ryan, of course, is a very talented director. Yeah, she did a good job.
Yeah.
For an indie project with a bunch of newcomers, and it's a non-union, no big actors. It's all a lot of homegrown people, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
You can't.
And
if you're from Brownsville, you got to be sitting there watching it and cheering for, hey, I know that location. Our sound tech's our neighbor. The actors, I taught them.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the poster, you've got 2 Brownsville people on that poster.
Yeah.
One we took from Camille, right? Thank you, Camille. Another great place to hone your talent at. Camille Playhouse, wonderful nonprofit. You got the kid from St. Joe who plays Diego, Dominic, who plays Diego. I happen to love Dominic. And then you got sound, and you got Renee Reed was a part of it. There's a lot of talented people that come out of Brownsville.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely have the potential to make our own movie down here. We just brought all these people together. There is so much talent down here, and there's really, everything we need.
There really is. You can do it. You can do it down here. And Brownsville is film friendly. Don't kid yourself.
And every environment to exist.
Beautiful,
you can
right?
have from old city to new city to beach to desert to forest to woodsy area to, you name it. You can have whatever you want.
And if you're looking for one we can't name, Renee Reed will find it for you. That's what he does. Let's talk about the great talent coming out of Brownsville a bit, because you're very talented. You worked with Rodrigo Moreno, who's I think one of my favorite writers. He just did El Llorón, which you were a part of, and it's winning awards all over the world, really.
That's right.
Still, a year later, still winning.
Yeah.
Rodrigo's definitely a talented one. We've got Rene Ree, of course. He's working on a project on the legalization of marijuana for medicinal uses. It's a really smart script. Anyone out there have some extra money laying around, I would invest in that one. Albert Medina, do you know him?
I don't know him.
He's a kid that graduated from Pace High School. And he went to UT Film School like Renee and a lot of the kids in Texas do. Not me. Everybody knows I went to A&M. But, of course, I'm not in that end of the film. But he and his friends did an indie project out of Austin that was #1 streaming. And they made it for under $100,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did Hierarchy. Look it up. And he did a great job with it. There's a new upcoming writer named Jorge Ramos who also graduated from UT Film School. I'm not trying to plug UT.
I have a friend he was in Austin. Now he's down here again. John Robert Jew.
John Robert Jew, yeah.
He's also a filmmaker. Very talented from down
Jorge
here.
Ramos just made an alliance with some band called Fuerzo Regilo. Regilo? And he's actually working on their life story. And apparently this band, I haven't heard them, I need to listen, is selling out stadiums all over the world. And they just sold out, I think, in Los Angeles where the Dodgers play. Crazy. But Jorge Ramos is a Brownsville kid, and he's formed an alliance with that group and he's writing their story for them.
That's incredible.
And he wants to direct. So talent and people in Brownsville, there's plenty.
Big culture, big talent. Lots of art. Look, and it's incredible to me.
Well, I think one thing we need to remember is that we just need to continue to support these projects, right? I get a lot of people and actors, young actors and young film people wanting, hey, how do I get in? How do I make a project? How do I do a project? And everybody wants more opportunities for Latinos, right? So I said, well, you know what? The guy that did The Long Game, the golf movie about the kids from Del Rio, he's from McAllen area. He's from San Manuel, the chorizo place, right? Did you see that movie?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. But then when they call me and they ask me, how do I get in the market? I'm a Latino. We need more opportunity for them. And then I asked them, did you see The Long Game so I can talk about it? No, I didn't. Well, okay.
Get in the community.
Yeah. If we don't support one another,
right,
we'll go spend money on that guy's film, but we won't invest in our neighbor that'll actually is going to be good for us.
Yeah.
And I think as Latinos in the industry, we need to do a better job at that.
We're really good with that in other aspects of our life. We're known to be good with that in other aspects of our lives. It's just, no one knows the film industry down here. No one knows. People ask me, I went to Rutledge the other day. It's a little burger spot. Everyone knows Rutledge in town.
I've never. Oh, Rutledge.
Oh
yeah.
And I was talking to the lady there, and because I saw her on a commercial on TV, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm still getting royalties from that and all that, and I want to get more involved into the film community." I was like, "Well, here, this is the film commission website. Here's a mixer. Here's this, and like." And so it's just about people asking. It's just about platforms where people can find out, and we're getting there.
Buy the ticket, because we are a huge buying market. Yeah. We're not a small little minority in this country, we're not. We have buying power if we just unify it a little bit better. We go out and watch the long games and the things that Mucho Mas is doing, which is focused on the Latino market, right?
Yeah.
They just did Rosario. Rosario came to Brownsville to show, and Rosario, the lead of that, is a girl from Hannah High School, Emerald. Beautiful girl, beautifully talented girl. I just, we try to push it. We try to fill the auditorium. I mean, we should be there cheering on one another.
That's right.
And in essence, creating our own opportunity and our own momentum.
That's right.
For our children, our grandchildren, and our future children, and for each other.
Yeah.
And we just need to do a better job at that. Because I know Mucho Mas is trying to do that, but it still needs. We still need to go out there and support it, and we need to support films like this, so that they know, hey, come to Brownsville. We got talent, we got crew, we got location, we've got a very film-friendly community. It's a perfect place to shoot.
It's a perfect place to shoot.
Let's talk about the Port of Brownsville. They loaned us some locations. You remember that, Dave?
Oh yeah, that wasn't such a perfect place to shoot.
It was a perfect setting. The things that the Port of Brownsville can control, they did beautifully.
Yeah.
But I think I'm still scratching. I mean, the mosquitoes that day were about that big.
Yeah. Not only that, I think I still taste the repellent from 3 years ago.
The bug spray, everybody it was insane that night. And it was probably another all-night shoot because we had to film when they were closed.
Yeah, it was a lot of makeup, a lot of readying, a lot of traffic, cars involved, movement of cars, and just repetitive over and over, cars going in circles.
Well, shout out to the Port of Brownsville because they were great hosts.
Definitely.
Yeah, next time we just got to spray maybe the day before. I don't know. If that's in the description.
It's just an environmental war.
It was wild.
Impossible to win at that point.
Everybody had welts the next day from the mosquitoes. But the leadership over there, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we now know we can screen it and watch it online, right? Let's talk about August 6th, 7th, and 8th. August 6th is a press conference that the city will be holding to announce that the cast and some of the crew and some of the cast and the director will be in Brownsville to talk about this film, to talk about its topic, to share its success.
This is going to be at City Hall?
It's going to be, I don't know the name of the building, that beautiful building, the something center.
George Ramirez?
No. Renee would know. I don't know. I guess I need to get that. It's that place that has the 2 stories, the E-Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
At E-Bridge.
Yeah.
So at E-Bridge, they'll hold a press conference with the city.
Adams
as
and
well as some of the actors.
Adams
one
and
of
13th.
the actors, beautiful thing, beautiful story. Franco. Did you get to work with him?
I did.
Franco's a teacher at Porter High School. Went to Porter, graduated from Porter, soccer coach.
We did that whole car scene with him.
Yes,
he was a bad dude.
And he did the alley scene.
Yeah, he did the alley.
And he's a teacher at Porter High School, Southmost, let's go. And we had to redo one of his shoots. And I'm going to try to get through this without crying because it's sad. And we had to redo one of his scenes. And he had to go back to work, and he was at work, and we had told him, hey, you need to come back because we have to redo it. Something with, I'm sure it wasn't sound. It might have been sound. But either way, we had to redo a scene, and he was already at work, and he goes, I can't leave. I'm at work. So we called the principal, who that time is Mary Solis, a good friend. I said, Mary, I hate to do this to you, but we need Franco back for filming his scene. And he's a major part of the role. He's a major part of this movie.
Yeah.
And he auditioned just, hey, I want this opportunity. It's a dream I've always had. Let's go for it. And he and his wife, they did it with a phone, which is how most do it anyway. He submitted it and he got it. And the teacher's like, well, he didn't even tell me. The principal's like, he didn't tell me. Miss Lisa, how could he not tell me? I said, well, I need him. So she goes, he is going to do this film, and he is going to come back to Porter High School, and he's going to tell his kids to go to college and teach or do whatever and never give up on your dream. He is going to tell this story. He's going to do great in this film. And she went and yanked him out, and I don't know if she covered herself. I don't know what she did. It's too late to get in trouble.
That gave me chills.
I know, yeah. And she was just so passionate about him. She's telling the kids at Porter, hey,
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I graduate. I get chills too, and I want to cry because Mary passed away.
Oh no!
And she kept saying, "When's the film coming? I want to see it. I need to see my teacher in it." And she passed away, I guess, 2 or 3 months ago, without seeing it. But she'll get to see it. But boy, she was no way gonna not let those kids have a teacher who was in that film.
It's incredible.
She's just that kind of principal. So here's cheers to Mary Solis, my dear friend, and made sure his scene was in. We also had the guy from Camille on there. Lots of great opportunities.
Yeah, a bunch of extras. Like all the extras were from Brownsville, most of them.
So at the press conference, Mr. Franco will be there.
Amazing.
As well as some others. You'll be there. The folks coming in from D.C. and L.A. won't be in town yet, but they'll be in for Friday night. Friday night, we're going to have a showing, and we're going to have a mixer with the Film Society at the Brownsville Performing Arts.
Right.
And then we're going to have something special in the alley that I want you to tell us about, because I don't know. You've been planning something.
Well, this came out of nowhere. I have a couple of buddies there in the film commission, and I told them about the situation, and they were super about doing a little setup there that's going to look like as if we were shooting in the moment. We'll have cameras, we'll have jibs and lights set up and everything, and there'll be hopefully an access through inside of Roca to the back of the alley to be able to take pictures and things like that with maybe the actors and maybe some other crew and
so they'll get to be in a movie in the alley.
Yeah,
where we filmed. And we got to thank Chewy. Man, you talk about a brilliant set design and creative genius.
Oh yeah. Chewy's always coming in clutch.
Every time I see Chewy, I think, man, he'd make a great kinder teacher. Because I've always believed kindergarten teachers, man, if you give them cardboard, duct tape, and maybe 30 minutes, they could put a man on the moon. They're just creative that way.
Yeah.
Kinder teachers can do that. The rest of us are sitting there going, well, talking about what we don't have, and they're like, what? Duct tape? We can do this, right?
He has
That's Chewy.
A true gaffer's mentality, a true set designer, a gaffer's mentality. It's just like rig everything, do it how you can, always be ready. I swear to God, he always has everything in his truck.
He does. It's like
his
Mary
Jeep.
Poppins bag or something.
Yeah.
We worked with him on El Llorón, very creative there too.
Yeah. I've worked with him a few times. Always a pleasure. I love Chewy.
Great guys. More talent out of Brownsville.
Yeah.
We got to bring more films to Brownsville.
Jason Fry.
Jason Fry's
also brilliant mind, great friend. And he's the other guy that's going to help us do. It's going to be him and Jason that are going to help us do a little set design there.
We could make a movie just with those two right there in the alley. Well, so people that go to First Friday, because this is all part of First Friday. Thank you, First Friday, for inviting us. And then we'll be able to access the alley and be a part of the scene that's going to be recreated and take their pictures and their videos or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. That's going to be fun.
That'll be cool. That's cool installation.
Absolutely. So that First Friday will be there August 7th. August 8th, part of the crew and the cast. Wait, but first we're going to do a free workshop for kids at the Brownsville Performing Arts with Roca. The actors today agreed to, and part of the crew are going to go in and talk to the kids that want to be filmmakers.
Awesome.
Or not even kids. I say kids, but I'm 62, so everybody's a kid. But all the aspiring artists that want to do it, they're going to be there to break apart our film and say, okay, this is what you need to look at, and this is what we did, and this is how we solve that problem, which in sound, you're solving them continually.
All the time.
Continually.
That's our job. Sound is just truly, you're always just on your feet and trying to see the best way possible to not get in the way of camera and still capture your sound.
I think I seem to recall you climbing a tree during El Llorón.
Yeah.
To hold it in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wide scene. That's the only way I could get it. I got gotten after for that, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I remember going, and as a former principal and assistant superintendent, I'm looking at it going, I don't know about OSHA. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But,
well, we're not in LA, so I can get away with it.
Yeah. So that we're going to do the workshop, and then it's a party Saturday night with our friends at the Broken Sprocket.
Amazing. Big screen. Play the trailer.
50-foot screen or something crazy. Is it 50 feet?
I don't know.
It's massive.
It's enormous.
But it's going to be a great celebration of Brownsville that night at the Broken Sprocket. That's Saturday, August 8th. And because they're going to have a live music. I don't know the name of the band. I guess I should look that up. But they're also going to be showing the boxing match where one of the Juarez boys is going to be also Brownsville. Hudson Hanna kids. One of them's going to be fighting, I think either Florida or Vegas, but he's going to be on TV. So we're going to
stream that.
We're going to be streaming the boxing match, so you can come and support the boxers.
Very big Brownsville.
Listen to some great music. Celebrate Brownsville boxing. Absolutely. the Juarez's and all those guys are out there doing great jobs.
Very cool.
And then after that, we'll be talking about the movie. We'll be showing pieces of the movie and the actors, the crew, the directors and stuff. All the extras, everybody will be there to celebrate that together. So if you've seen it, come meet the cast and crew that weekend. If you haven't seen it, it's a great opportunity to meet them there.
Very fun weekend. Friday is going to be crazy downtown. So you guys make sure to get there early and find some parking, and it'll be a good time. And Saturday sounds like a blast.
Absolutely. It's going to be good. So anything, parting comments you want to talk to about this film? Or?
Man, I got to thank all the cast. I had such a blast with, the entire cast, and then with the crew too. The crew became my family after 6 weeks. And so definitely miss all the guys up there in Washington, D.C. and think about them all the time.
Yeah, they took you to Washington to film.
That's right.
And they took a few people from Brownsville and the crew to film.
Yeah.
Gave them continual work for a long time. I heard, and it was a rumor because I didn't get an invite, that you were taking the cast and crew out to eat along tacos and things like that in Southmost. That the crew fell in love with Southmost Boulevard, or is it Southmost Road or Boulevard? Fell in love with Southmost and were obsessed with those tacos.
Well, I don't blame them. Anyone that comes here from anywhere in the country is going to fall in love with the food in Southmost. Brownsville culture is very special.